Hello, my loves. I wasn't going to do a reading today, but then I got told otherwise, or asked very nicely otherwise by Spirit. And I wasn't feeling my best, so I didn't think I'd be in the best spot to do a reading. But just as I was preparing and getting ready and everything, let's just say I've got a few people, angels, spirits wanting to communicate something. Anyway, all the other decks that I'll be using I've shuffled already, and let's just see how we go. This is a new deck. This is the Thelema Tarot. I'm also working with the Lightworker Oracle by Alana Fairchild, The Secret Language of Light by Denise Jarvie, and the Archangel Michael Oracle cards by Doreen Virtue. So let's see. I've also been told how to lay it out today, which is awesome. Now at the bottom of the deck, we've got the Ace of Cups. So whoever this is for, you've got some good stuff coming. Really good stuff. Peace, abundance, emotional tranquility, growth, light at the end of the tunnel. And underneath that's the Three of Wands and the Emperor. So you've got a journey to make. This cup is going to give you the resources you need to make the journey to become the Emperor, regardless of your gender. The Emperor embodies all the kings and their strengths and their weaknesses. But most kings sit in their power, and the Emperor isn't in reverse. He's got the world in his hands and the universe at his back. Hard worker and fiery. Anyway, so loyal too. So that's where we start. Ace of Cups. So the person this reading is for is someone joyous, because it's the Sun card. You'd think this person has had a really perfect life if that's them sitting in the middle. Let's see what else is going on. Queen of Pentacles, Seven of Cups. There it is. I've got two knights coming in. Okay. So you're usually a very optimistic, positive person. You usually have your heart open. You enjoy the little things in life. You're full of gratitude. and love, just unconditional love. There's no grass is always greener. The grass is green under your bottoms, and you're happy with that, just to sit on it and enjoy it. And that's you at your core, at your soul. There's no greed, it's innocence. It's pure, unadulterated innocence, and not naive. I'm not talking about, ignorant and naive. I'm talking about innocent at your core, at your soul. Beautiful, beautiful soul, but something's happened to it. Something's happened to it. This, all right, the Queen of Pentacles is usually a very stable, earth, grounded, responsible, generous woman. Very giving. You were very giving. You were gentle and not ostentatious, not showy, just very calm and peaceful. And that was along with your soul. You were right on soul track, but you feel like you've lost it, and you found yourself with the Seven of Cups. It's like an overwhelming array of choice. Which one do I choose? It can be daydreaming about, all the things you want. But I'm getting the feeling that here you chose the wrong cup. You chose the cup. Now this is traditionally the Lover's card in the Minor Arcana. And I think that's the cup you chose. But what you didn't realise was that it wasn't all... usually this card's a beautiful card to get, but I just get this when it's beside the Seven of Cups. And you're both in the Sun card. The two children are looking up to the dolphins. And I just think you were really happy. You were really happy. This is what you'd dreamed of, you'd wished of, and you'd picked a cup that you thought was going to be right. And it wasn't. And I think this was a while ago, like a long time ago. And it's I'm going to pull another card to see where you are at the moment. But I'm getting this was a long time ago, because you've taken a time out. There's been a big time out from that. And the Four of Swords talks about taking time out to meditate and think about things. But it's sitting on top of the Devil energy. And the arrows are pointing, the three arrows are pointing down towards the Devil, and there's only one sword, the three swords are pointing down towards the Devil, and there's only one sword between you and the Devil. So I think the Devil energy's got hold of you well and truly in this process. I think something's happened what happened? Let's have a look. What happened to the Two of Cups? Why the time out? What happened to the Two of Cups? Why is there a time out? Come on. They're all coming out. The wheel. So it went full circle. And the Queen of Cups. Yep, she can be a bit fiery. I think what happened is this relationship was everything you wanted, everything you dreamed of. It was beautiful. It's what you thought was going to last forever and ever and ever and ever. And then along comes this Queen of Cups, who usually is quite emotionally stable, usually quite grounded and generous and loving, emotionally not reserved, very open with her emotions. But if you look at this one, this particular card, there's a whole heap of lightning going off in that cup. And she doesn't look happy. She looks almost like, if you look very carefully, almost wistful, and not in a good way. Like, oh, you know, what have I done? Let's zizz this up a bit and put a bit of lightning back into let's rocket it up a bit, because it's a bit boring. And I think that's what she did. And that brought the relationship full circle. So that's what the wheel means. So I'd say whatever, and I say she, it could be a man or a woman, but whatever they did in this relationship caused you to take some time out and think things through. But I think you sat too long. And the devil got hold. Now, the devil isn't Satan, it's the devil energy. It's ego, living in your ego. It's listening to the negative voices in your head. It is codependence, addiction, external, looking for the external to fill you up, looking to other people, other things. When I was working in, this is ironic, when I was working in drug and alcohol, people used to have all different reasons why they became addicted. And I could always bring it back down to one. When I would ask them certain questions, it always came down to one thing, and that was that they were trying to escape something, whether it be a feeling or a memory, or depression, pain of some kind. And it doesn't matter what the addiction is. It doesn't have to be what society classes as a negative. It could be an addiction to work or exercise or a sport of some kind. An addiction is anything that you have a compulsion to do. It's it's not just a, oh, that's a good idea, let's do that. It's a, I have to. I feel really uncomfortable if I don't. That's what an addiction is. And I'd say this devil has just gotten hold and created a whole heap of fun. But then this fell out. No, not her. Where was it? She didn't fall out. The tower fell out. He fell out first. So I'd say lately, okay, here we go. I don't want to lose you, so I'm going to go back. This is you at your core. This is who you were. This is who you've probably forgotten you are. And then part of that was a very grounded, very generous, very reserved, natural person. But you found yourself having way too many choices and wishing, oh, I want this and can I have that, and I wish I had this and that'd be awesome. And one of your wishes came true, or so you thought, and it was a love relationship, and you thought it was going to go the distance. But either you or your partner got bored, I want to say, without the spark. Lots of people get bored once the spark is gone. I say that's when the actual relationship starts. But anyway, whoever this is, whether it was you or your partner at the time, they got bored and they shot a bolt of lightning into it, and that spilt everything that you thought you had, and that ended that cycle, which caused you to go into a real time out. And it wasn't a minor time out, it was a big time out. And usually the Four of Swords means clearing your thoughts and going into meditation, but in this layout, the three swords are pointing down towards the devil, and there's only one sword in between you and that energy. So I'd say he got real firm hold of you with that heartbreak. And there's some really strong addiction, control, codependence, almost narcissism, full ego took over. Really, it just took over. And recently there's been a tower moment that's brought all of this to light. And part of that is this message. Now, the Page of Swords is very young, but he's very certain. He's got his head up, he's carrying his wand, and he's got the fire of the universe behind him. He's not scared. He's bringing this message in, and he's quite confident in it. Now you have the choice to listen to that. You have the choice to listen to that. But either way, you've got some serious stuff coming in, because following the Page of Wands, you've got two knights. You've got the Knight of Swords and the Knight of Cups. Now the Knight of Swords is bringing in a truth, whether you like it or not, and it's coming in fast. It is clear, he is just going to come through and cut the bullshit. It's truth, but if you notice, he's on a white charger, so it's good for you. And the Knight of Cups, he's also on a white charger, but he's coming in, I think, after the harsh truth. I think the Knight of Cups is bringing in a more gentle emotional message to follow the truth. And I think that's a lovely way of it happening, because, you know, I think sometimes we need to hear the truth, but have support behind it. You know, that emotional support. So I'm just going to see. Thank you. My question was, what's blocking out your original soul, and what happens next? There he is again. The Page of Swords. Now, the Page of Swords is another messenger. But if you look at this one, he's very young as well. He's got his sword down. And when I look at this card, in this spread, it's pointing towards the dark clouds. The knight has his sword raised towards the sky. This one has his sword pointed towards the dark clouds. So I'm guessing that you were told a lie. A big one. And it affected you so much that it blocked out the sun. That's heavy. I'm sorry for whoever's going through this. But, however, if you take on board what the Page, the Knight of Swords, and the Knight of Cups is bringing in, you could completely end up with this beautiful, beautiful overarching Ace of Cups. Now, that's it. That's it. That's exactly it. Sorry, just got clear, crystal clear confirmation. Look at this card. Look at this card. Now, see these beautiful flowers? They grow from mud, and they work their way all the way up from the mud and the dark, where it's almost like they've been drowned and buried, and they reach the top where the light is and they bloom. It's not easy, and I'm sure a lot of them stay buried in the mud and stay soggy and don't reach for the light. But these have, and that is one big reward at the end. So you now have a choice. Do you continue to be shadowed by this lie and stay in this devil energy because of some hurt? Or do you take the spark of forward confidence, lifting your head up? And do you listen to the two truths and the emotional truth coming in to get through the hard work to the Ace of Cups? Or do you just stay shadowed? let's have a see now. The other thing is I had a very, very big, strong link to Archangel Michael today for some reason. So I'm listening to him because he and I are good mates. Now, I just want to know what he says. Your inner guidance is real and trustworthy. Help me see clearly, hear, feel, and know clearly the divine guidance that I have asked and prayed for. Allow me to keep my ego out of the way so your wisdom can come streaming through me for my own benefit and for those around me. I quite like that. I really like that. Your inner guidance is real and trustworthy. As long as you don't listen to him, ego. Keep ego out of the way. One more. I wonder what this message is going to be. His truth. I wonder. What the truth is. Something about your past life activation. I'm going to have to read that one. I think this is a karmic lesson. You have talents within that have been developed through many varied life experiences. You have had many lifetimes already, even if you don't recall them consciously, helping you evolve and grow into the loving being that you are today. Your desire to grow into consciousness and spiritual power to assist the divine plan unfolding through the universe is heard and supported by the spiritual world. In all ways, to this end, past life material is being activated now for your benefit and for the greater good. Yep. So, all this turmoil, trouble, heartbreak, loss, it's all karmic. It's all trying to shake you up and lead you to this. It's all aiming you in that direction, but for some reason, this lie is overshadowing all of that. That must have been a whopper, whatever it was, whatever that lie was, must have been huge because it's had you living in fear. The devil is fear. He preys on your fear. That's what he thrives on, is people's fear, because that keeps them addicted, that keeps them codependent, that keeps them narcissistic, that keeps them in their ego, fearful of what will they say, what will happen, what might happen, what could happen, what if I fail, what if I'm not good enough, what if, and he preys on fear. So whatever that lie was, it was a doozy because it's kept you trapped, and now's your chance. Inward revolution. There you go. That's your advice. Go Inward revolution. It's like aha moment. That's your aha moment. It's a revolution is, it can be a circle, a cycle, like the world. It can be a cycle, but it can also be a breakout, like the French Revolution, where they stopped, they revolted against the aristocracy, the government, the rulers of the day. They broke against that. And this is an inward revolution. And I think what's happening now is you're being pushed to spin the wheel on this bullshit. Just kick it to the curb and say, okay, you've had your turn. Now I'm going back to who I was meant to be all along. This is my son. This is my soul. This is who I was. I was young and innocent and hopeful and happy and contented with my lot. I didn't need a lot of things. I was blessed and grateful and calm and peaceful and happy, joyous. And you came along and blocked out my son with a big fat lie. So now karma's coming back around and you're going to get yours, and I'm going to find my true light again. Go out, whoever this is for, go in, find who you were before the lie and reacquaint yourself with them, because they're beautiful. All right, my love, my loves, gorgeous ones. That's it for today. I hope you got something from it. Love, hugs, kisses.